Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome. Thank you all very much for coming. We really appreciate it. Thanks to our incredible technical team that was playing just beautiful music right now. Really appreciated it. And of course, thanks to the ever open, welcoming, brilliant, nurturing Cleveland Public Library for hosting our 7th annual International Women's Month celebration. My name is Joe Simperman, and I work for an organization called Global Cleveland, started 15 years ago, whose sole goal is to grow Cleveland with immigrant communities and families. And as you can imagine, the times that we're in right now are challenging. But I think as people who are either immigrants themselves, sons and daughters of immigrants in this room, or immigrant adjacent, it's never been easy to be us. But if I had to pick a team, if I had to solve a problem, if I had to cure a disease, if I had to paint a painting, if I had to write a book, if I had to write code, this is the team that I would pick. And it's great to be with you today. The day is actually celebrated on March 8th, but the library was booked that day. It is a day that honors the achievements and the skills and the values and the commitments of equity, opportunity, and dignity as told by her. Here in Northeast Ohio, the story has always been global. From our first immigrant that came here now almost 150 years ago, generations of newcomers have shaped our region with their labor, their ideas, their culture, their leadership, their economic development, and their souls. Professionals, artists, advocates, mentors, visionaries, teachers, innovators, entrepreneurs, all of them. And I think it's safe to say, and you know this better than anyone, women are not, will not, and cannot be defined by just one role or title. Today celebrates women who are multifaceted, dynamic, expansive, wearing many hats, and redefining what leadership looks like in the process. I will offer to you that the metaphor of today is it's raining and storming outside, and it will be for some time. But in here is sunshine and light and illumination, just like in our world. I want to just quickly shout out someone who's in the audience, and she's going to kill me, Carrie Carpenter. Can you tell me again the name of your Facebook page? How many women are part of it? Women's Networking Group Cleveland. Happy International Women's Day month indeed, Carrie Carpenter. And that's open to everyone who is a woman, and Carrie has helped thousands of people in many different ways. Please, one more time. Thank you. I'm not on it, but you should be. This is a personal story for so many of us. It is certainly for me. My own mother moved here from the former Yugoslavia. She'd kill me for saying that. It's actually Slovenia, to Cleveland. She carried with her her language, her history, her resilience, her trauma, her pain, her mental illness, her unwavering belief in possibility, and her love for this country called America. She voted more than anybody I ever know. She could recite our Constitution, and she taught me what it means to be a real American. This woman from a faraway place. To move to a new country is an act of hope. We say at Global Cleveland that to immigrate is an entrepreneurial act. We also say on the other side that kindness is economic development. And all of these things are true, especially now. The women that you will hear from today embody that depth and range. Someone asked me a few minutes ago how intentional it was of the national origin that we picked, of Colombia, of the Democratic Republic of Congo, of Ukraine, and of Iran. The truth is, these women are outstanding no matter what is happening in the world or in our country, and they were picked today because they are the best representations of International Women's Day today here in Cleveland. When international women thrive, our region thrives. We know that. We know that women are a leading indicator for success in communities. We also know when they're not successful, what that means for the region. Cleveland has painfully learned that lesson and modeled that lesson for far too long. The success expands our perspective, strengthens our economic life and our civil society, and enriches the cultural fabric of each and every one of us. I want to thank our panelists for their openness and for sharing their journeys. And I want to thank everyone here for being part of this ongoing global story. I also want to thank my colleagues at Global Cleveland, all wearing black t-shirts today, for the great work that they did to help bring this on. I want to thank Zachary Nelson for his hard work in making this happen. We are grateful to our partners and sponsors who make this actually possible. There's no money, there's no mission. I learned that at a Cleveland Foundation seminar. The Cleveland Public Library, the David B. Chilcote Family Foundation, the Junaid Family Foundation, and the Ukrainian Federal Credit Union, who are all helping us celebrate International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day. I am proud now to introduce our first speaker, who is going to welcome us formally to the library, Tana Kung Peckham. She is from the leadership team of the Cleveland Public Library, who is our community sponsor for today's event. She is the library's Chief Strategy Officer, guiding strategy, marketing, and community engagement to ensure the library remains a vital, welcoming space for all Clevelanders. I think when you look at the library's success, it's before Tana and after Tana, and we are in a place right now of greatness. With a background spanning nonprofit leadership, media, and global brand management, she brings incredible experience in connecting institutions to the communities they serve, and they serve all 140 international communities in our domestic community as well. We're not only grateful to the Cleveland Public Library for hosting us today, we're grateful that they have such a leader in Tana. She's also, this isn't in your bio, Tana, an extraordinary calligraphy artist. She hails from Philadelphia. Fly, Eagles, fly. And she and her amazing family reside in Ohio City. Tana Kung Peckham.
Wow, that was quite an introduction. Good morning. All right, we got to do better than that. It's sunshine and light, right? Good morning. Okay, thank you. Well, welcome to Cleveland Public Library. I'm Tana Kung Peckham, Joe mentioned, and I'm the Chief Strategy Officer here. I am the daughter of an immigrant. My father came over when he was 16 from China. My grandfather was moving the family across China and eventually to the United States to escape the rise in power from Mao Zedong. So because of that, I am very honored to welcome all of you for being here today. And on behalf of our director and CEO, Felton Thomas Jr., our board of trustees, and our staff, we are the People's University. We are the Center of Learning for a Diverse and Inclusive Community. And as my boss likes to say, we're not like any university. You can start and stop your learning journey with us at any time, at any age. You get to define your success. We don't care about your GPA. We don't care if you have a GPA. We also are a university that removes obstacles to opportunity. We are, and we also don't charge tuition. We serve everyone, as Joe mentioned, 0 to 103, learning to read to PhD. And for our newcomers, we have a special library card just for you. My boss announced this at a Global Cleveland event last year, and this is called a welcome card. And it is for anyone who does not yet have a permanent residence. So I hope you come visit our esteemed university over and over again. Please enjoy the literature in your native language in our International Languages Department. It features materials in over 45 languages. We have lots of databases to help people learn how to speak different languages. Please come to attend a program, try our maker spaces, or host a meeting or gathering like this one in one of our branches. So they say that the library is the tallest building because it holds the most, or it has the most stories, and I cannot wait to hear yours.
Zero to 3 with a PhD, is that right? Learning to read and the most stories. I love that. This is wonderful. Our next presenter is someone who is known to many places in the United States, and I just want to share a moment of personal privilege. I had the chance to be at a City Club event with this next speaker when the conversation was about how to do more for infant mortality and women's mortality when it comes to the early times of childbirth, and not just here in the United States, but around the world. And that's the kind of leadership that we have here in Cleveland that not only affects our places, but also the places of so many people. Jackie Range is the executive director of the Junaid Family Foundation. The Junaid Family Foundation is a sponsor of today's event. Jackie brings incredible nonprofit leadership, organizational development, learning with a deep commitment to empowering women, adolescents, and underserved communities. Prior to joining the foundation, she helped build the Baltimore chapter of Back on My Feet, or as someone who lived in Baltimore for a minute, Balmer. And she supports individuals overcoming addiction, incarceration, homelessness, and she most recently served on Accenture's global learning team. She has a vision for expanding impact and strengthening partnerships. But I want to share something. I've seen Jackie in rooms with other people when she didn't know that we were watching her. She leads us with an openness and curiosity that is too rare in this world. Having been in rooms where we watched her listen, absorb, reflect, and truly see the people who were in front of her is a blessing. Jackie Range.
Thank you so much, Joe, for that very kind intro and excellent Baltimore accent. Good morning, everyone. As Joe said, my name is Jackie Range. I'm the Executive Director of the Junaid Family Foundation. I'm here with Julie Navarro-Calkins, my Program Officer, and on behalf of our chairs, Junaid and Sophia, who have also immigrated from Pakistan more than 30 years ago. They have built their lives here in Cleveland. They have raised their family and grown their business. And so on behalf of our entire team, it is our pleasure to welcome you and to stand with you at this powerful celebration of resilience, leadership, achievement, and belonging. As a sponsor of today's event, we are deeply honored to support a conversation that centers the voices and lived experience of women who have shaped their own journeys, and by doing so, uniquely shaped the fabric of Greater Cleveland. From navigating new beginnings to overcoming obstacles and building vibrant futures, these stories reflect courage, tenacity, and the shared human spirit that strengthens our region. Global Cleveland's work connecting international newcomers to opportunity, fostering belonging, and championing inclusivity is vital to our community's economic vibrancy and collective well-being. Core to the Junaid Family Foundation is the shared belief that welcoming cities are stronger cities. Cities where everyone, regardless of where they come from, can thrive. At Junaid Family Foundation, we also believe that identifying, celebrating, and increasing the visibility of women's achievement is essential to forging equality. International Women's Day is the most prominent and widely recognized global advocacy day. IWD transcends boundaries, structures, and affiliations, and nurtures a deep sense of solidarity worldwide. It is not confined to a specific country, group, or organization. It embodies the values of community, connection, inclusivity, and collaborative action. And so it is in that same spirit that we are proud to stand with Global Cleveland in uplifting these powerful female voices of Nima, Dana, Nahid, Mariana, and Lita. And we invite you to engage fully today, to listen, to learn, and to be inspired. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Okay, here we go, the program. I am excited to introduce our moderator for today's conversation, Lita Obertaz. She works for America's Best Foundation, America's First Foundation. She is with the Cleveland Foundation. We love you, Junaid Family Foundation. She leads the strategy and grows and strengthens a very respected community foundation in this country. And with more than 2 decades of fundraising and civic leadership experience, she makes it accessible, community-centered, and deeply connected. But a few things that aren't in her bio on site. She was a performer with the elite New York Nets team. She is a STEM education guru. She is the founding president of Motog Motorcycle Club. Ask to see her leather jacket. And she is a champion of animal welfare, and she is an extraordinarily brilliant, wonderful, kind person, Lita Obertaz, in our program.
Wow. Hi, good morning. Can you hear me? Joe, I like your intros. They make you feel really good. It's really fun for you to describe other people. Okay, so my name's Lita. I represent the Cleveland Foundation. Shout out to my teammates. Connie's here. Oops, I'm throwing pens. Connie's here. Carrie Carpenter, who used to be on our boards, here. I don't think we have anybody else from the foundation here. Thank you. Wanted to say, the Cleveland Foundation has a reputation for distributing lots of dollars throughout the community to make a high impact to really help with systemic change. I wanted to let everybody know the Cleveland Foundation also takes in dollars from organizational partners like Global Cleveland. We take in those dollars, we hold them, we invest them, they grow. So organizations like Global Cleveland has long-term sustainability. This is part of our business model that we want organizations to thrive and be financially stable and sustainable. So Joe and I started working together in the tail end of 2022, and he became an org fund partner with Global Cleveland. So Global Cleveland will be here for a long time and is committed to its long-term sustainability. So thank you for having me, Joe. So I was laughing on my way here. I was stuck in traffic. And how, ladies, you guys have been sitting here for a while. How are you doing? Okay. Okay, I'm trying to get the nerves out, sunshine, illumination, and light. So I'm driving my way here and I'm running late. And I tried to put in directions and I got confused and it was the wrong directions. And then all the traffic lights are off and the traffic people are directing. I'm like, I'm on my way. And then I'm like, I'm going to be late if I park in the parking lot. So I see the valet sign, right? It was like glowing across the street at the hotel. And so I pull up and I'm looking at the man and I wave at them and they come by and they're like, are you here for the meeting? Meaning whatever's happening at the hotel. And I'm like, yes, I am here for the meeting. And I'm like, but across the street. I'm like, I got to go. And so I come in, I say hi quickly to Zach. I get my name card and I'm like, I have to go to the restroom. So once again, I'm somehow derailed, right? This is part of the early morning experience. I'm somehow derailed. I press lobby. I didn't realize we're in the lobby. And nothing happens except I start to go up. I start to go up in the library. Tana, I ended up on the 6th floor, which is global history and map and collections of the world. So that being said, we are all here at our own time and our own pace at exactly the time we're meant to be here. So I'm so happy to be sitting here with 4 amazing women who are leading the way in their fields, with their talent, with their heart, and we're so happy you're here with us. So you guys have everyone's bios. I'm not going to start off by reading them. I would like to hear from our panelists about their experiences. Okay, so we met the other week and had a quick call. My first question for this group: how did your journey lead you to Cleveland? We've read a bit of your bios, but take us through some of your journey. And Neema, I'm going to start with you, coming from the Congo.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here at Global Cleveland as a panelist. Last time I was here as an intern, but coming back as a panelist is a different feeling. But yeah, I was born and raised, but I have a pleasure of being with my mom here today. Please just give me a hand with her. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I was born in DRC Congo, the Republic Democratic of Congo. And then in 2012, the war hit Congo, the M23 hit Congo. That was a turning point for my mom, where she was like, no, I can't live here. I need a better opportunity for my children. So she decided that she will move from Congo to the refugee camp in Uganda. And that's when we moved there from the war in Congo to the Uganda refugees camp. And then we lived in the refugee camp for 3 years. And then we came to America in 2016, directly in Cleveland, Ohio. It wasn't an easy journey being in the refugee camp. It was a lot of, you have to really dig deep to be able to find something to eat. Some days I will not go to school so I can help my mom, because she was raised us as a single parent. So from there until 3 years later, we came to America in 2016 and went to the Newcomer Academic New School. Then went to Joseph M. Gaga. Then I went to Cleveland State University. And then I just finished my undergrad in International Relations and Communication, and currently working. Thank you very much. And yeah, currently working with the Youth Opportunity Unlimited. Yeah, that's how I got here.
Thank you. So welcome. So 5th grade, you arrived here.
Yes.
So she's now in 10th grade. Okay, Mariana, can you tell us about your story from Ukraine?
Yeah. So long story for short. In 2022, as you know, in Ukraine, we have a war. When war was started, I moved to Romania as a first with 2 my kids and small dog. And after Romania, I decided that children have to visit some school, and the best way to go to school with English language, which was easier for my kids. So I moved to Canada. In Canada, we were like 1.5 years, and it's comfortable country with own rules, but it was not so easy to find good job for me. They did not accept any like Ukrainian probably diplomas from university, so I decided to try the United States. When I moved to Cleveland, I found here my friend, and she helped me for 2 weeks to put my kids in school system, and I started looking for some job. I was so surprised that United States was so open for Ukrainian, and they accept all our education system. So right now I'm here with you.
Thank you. So, Marianne, I didn't tell this to you during our prep call, but so I am a newcomer from Long Island, New York. So this is not extensive, not exciting, but I was excited to be asked to do this because I consider myself an ally. My sister-in-law is from the Ukraine. Her mother now moved in with her and my brother and their young child a few years ago. And so every holiday we're all together, and they're calling in, checking on her dad, who's decided to stay home, and her friends are all back in the Ukraine. And we touch base, and I feel very connected to you.
Thank you.
Okay, Nahid, can you share a bit of your story?
Sure. Do you hear me? Yeah, okay. So first of all, I'm so happy that I'm here. Thank you so much for inviting me, Global Cleveland. Joe, it's my pleasure. I
Just a
know,
little closer.
I'm quiet. I know it always happens. So I was born in Iran, in a very beautiful, small, hot, traditional city named Yazd. And then after a while, in 2015, I came to US for, hope of building a stable, better life here. Like many immigrants, I guess I came looking for opportunity and better life. I went to Tri-C because when I came here, yeah, I know Tri-C is the best. Yeah, I have very good memories of Tri-C. Yeah, I was surprised, honestly, when I went to Tri-C because it was a college, but even that, it was a college. I had a very good experience, better than what I had in Iran. Everything was prepared, beautiful, neat and clean. Tutors, kind people, kind teachers. So I'm very grateful. And then I went to CSU, Cleveland State University. And during this time, I had my 2 kids, which was challenging, but I did it. So, and then I started working at City of North Olmsted. I was intern at City of Lorraine. I was very lucky to get that internship. Exactly after I got my degree, my second master's degree here in urban studies. I published that in LinkedIn, and a few hours later, my boss, comment that we need an intern here. So I was lucky, very lucky. And I started, after that, I went to North Olmsted. I have been with them for like 4 years now. Um, um, and Cleveland, I came to Cleveland at first. I was in North Olmsted. I started living in North Olmsted. Honestly, I wanted to move several times to a warmer city, but then, I found my friends, my community here. I got more engaged in the community as a city planner. I knew more people, like, had my connections. And then I started something with our community, Iranian community. And after that, Cleveland got my home, I stayed. I cannot leave Cleveland. So I guess that's my story.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Donna.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm honored to be around such inspiring women. It's incredible to hear your stories. So, how did I end up in Cleveland? I'm from Colombia. I'm from the Caribbean in Colombia, actually. So the weather was a little bit of a change. But my family, my immediate family, my parents, moved to the United States a few years ago because of some things that were happening in Colombia. My parents have to flee it. I stayed in Colombia though, but one of those times that I was visiting my family because well I couldn't be far away from my family all the time. One of those times I met my husband, who dragged me all the way to Cleveland. Uh, and since then I have found my community here. I know that later there's gonna be more questions about it, but my journey in Cleveland pretty much started first because of my husband, my family, and second because I found an amazing community at the law firm that I'm working at right now, and the opportunity to help the immigrant community, and which I very much belong to. It's the reason why I believe that my journey ended up leading me here.
We're glad you're here. So, Mariana, at what point did Cleveland start to feel like home? Sometimes it takes a while to get really comfortable, to find your speed. You know, you have your heart back where you're from, and then you're here and trying to create roots and community. When did that click for you?
Actually, the first day. Just because Ukrainian community in Cleveland is so huge that sometimes I forgot that I need to speak English just because every day, and I'm working in Ukrainian Federal Credit Union, so all my day it's just Ukrainian language. Yeah. And for sure, the point when I bought a house here, when my husband came here, because I was 3.5 years without him, he was in Ukraine. So right now, that is more comfortable. But my heart, it's living in Ukraine. And yeah, in my dreams, I feel that when I'm sleeping, every time I feel that I'm in Ukraine. So it's not so easy.
Thank you. Does anybody else in the audience ever have that experience? Any of the other newcomers here? Yeah. I've heard that a lot about in your dreams. Where are you in your dreams, really? Thank you. Nahid, can you tell us at what point does Cleveland feel like home now? When did you feel that switch?
Sure. I really believe in sense of belonging, and I think it's when you feel welcome, connected. You feel you matter. And it's very important for newcomers, for immigrants to feel that, to have that in the new country. It happened to me gradually. It just, as I mentioned, it was this place was very different than the place I was living. Um, Architecture, people, culture, and not better or worse, just different. So it took time for me to feel that sense of belonging. But it started, I think, when I got more involved with the community. It helped me a lot. And I built friendship, connections. I started to be more involved in the community in general. In our community, we haven't had anything serious, here in Cleveland for a while. So I started something for our community, Iranian community. We get together sometimes to celebrate our traditions, traditional events. So I felt, okay, something similar is happening here. I have, I can keep my roots. So it helps me to stay and be more confident. Yeah, in general, I guess it started with having more friends, be involved in the community, and give back, as a city planner, as a community member.
Thank you.
Yes.
Donna, what about you? I know the husband helped.
Well, yeah, it did. It did help. But honestly, when we first moved here, we didn't have anybody. It was just both of us, and that's not easy at all. I believe that I start feeling like Cleveland was my home when I started working at the firm I'm working at, Sus Abogados Latinos, which they're over there. Um, I have a very similar experience like Mariana. I speak Spanish all day in the firm, so that's pretty nice. Uh, but since I met them, I didn't just found a job, I found a community, which was incredibly important. I think that you don't belong anywhere until you don't found your people, and being able not only to find them but to be able to actually give back to the community, to be part of the little wins, helping the attorneys to actually help people like us and be able to be there for other Latinos and be, I understand you, I can speak your language, we can help you. That was very rewarding, and that really really helped me feel like this was my home. So I start planning. That's why I'm going to school now. That's what I got into Case Western, because thank you, because I realized that this is my home and I found my people and I have to keep giving back.
Thank you. Naima, what about you?
I think we're gonna keep hearing the word of keep giving back, and also I think Nahid also mentioned about getting involved. As a newcomer, if you don't get involved, you get lost in this little cage, like you don't know, it's just you and yourself. But when you involve yourself, when you put yourself out there, so at what point did I feel like Cleveland was home? I felt like when I had a community, not just the Congolese community, I had people like Megan who is here today, Becky, Resource Cleveland who are not here today, who they were not Congolese, but they mentored me as a young person. That they connect me to connections. That oh, here is this, here is that. My family, I always tell them every day that we have mentors who are not Congolese, but who help us. So and when I found those people like that, it helped me that oh, this is home. I can have someone I can call Megan or Becky at 12 midnight. I'm going through this. Can you help me? My little brother Moses is going to St. Aids where even every time he's about to mess up, I'm always calling Becky. You have to get on him. Come on, like get this boy. So, yeah, and also my community, like who is here today, my sisters, Sister Gloria, Sister Elsa, who are here today. The churches that when you go there, you meet them, and you get to talk to them. You don't feel alone anymore. They are not like family, but they're not like family that we are built together, but we have that bond. I can go to them, I can speak to them, and also the global Cleveland people, the community. It feels home to be here. We may be different, coming from a different place, but when we come together, we literally one.
Great. Thank you. Really neat that the common thread here is creating your new family, right? You have chosen family, you have the family that is also here, and giving back. And what's so fascinating too, I think sometimes when people say, "Oh, you're new to this community, you're going to take." You're not taking. It sounds like you're giving. It sounds like you're giving back nonstop, because giving back makes you feel good and puts you at a vulnerable spot too. And then you actually connect with more people because you're giving back. So thank you. And thank you for mentioning so many organizations that are doing great things here in Cleveland, such as Resource Cle. So I have some personal questions. So Naima, I would love for you to go into, you've been through Cleveland's public schools since you were in 5th grade and recently graduated from CSU. How has education shaped you here?
I really, really love this question. I think it's very deep. When it comes to how that education has shaped me, again, I came here as someone back home, they pay for school fees. Like even my mom is here, she's a witness of that, where she wanted to go to law school. She wanted to study law, but her parents told her that you are human. All the woman is supposed to do is go in the kitchen, get married, have children, just stay in the kitchen. That's all her parents told her. So when we came here, I remember when I started college, she said, "Can you be a lawyer for me?" And I was like, "That was your dream." but, but maybe one time I'll go back and get a law degree, you know. So, but I was like, I will think about it. But so yeah, when I started fifth grade at the new academy, Thomas Jefferson, for those that are familiar with that, I didn't know any English. You know, in Uganda, we speak a tiny bit of English. But when I started, I was just like, I don't know. They will tell me hi. I'll be like, hi, I don't know what are you trying to say. But I keep learning. I keep learning. At that moment, I speak like 10 different languages. So by the time I go back home, I speak in Swahili. So I don't know how to catch up. Then after 6 months, Thomas Jefferson is supposed to stay there for almost 2 years. But they was like, no, 6 months later, you have to transit to Joseph M. Gallagher. I was very disappointed. I was crying. I'm like, why? I have made new friends here. Why you want to tell me to a new school already? They was like, no, your English is getting better, your test score, so you have to move. So I ended up moving to Joseph M. Gallagher, where I finished my middle school, was one of the top 10. I was very happy. I was like, yes, let's do it. And then after that, I went to John Marshall High School, Civic and Business Leadership. And for those that know, this is 2020, COVID just started. You're a freshman, COVID just hit. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to have a high school experience. What is this? So, but then my sophomore year, I remember the company that I'm working for right now, Youth Opportunity Unlimited, came to my school and they were offering internship. And I was like, that's really nice. My counselor was like, you should really take opportunity of this. And I remember start talking to them. And again, of course, I told them I wanted to be a doctor at the moment, you know. So they gave me an internship at the Red Cross. My sophomore year is COVID, but we are home. But that's the thing about get involved. You can stay home. I know it's COVID, but you want an internship in the medical field, you have to go in person. So I will go at the Red Cross. I'll speak to people. I'll connect with people. And I met my mentors over there. And also, it keeps on going. Instead of 4 years in high school, I only did 3 years at John Marshall High School. So I finished my high school was in 3 years. Again, one of the top 10 students. So it's not just a public school, but if you see it like that as a public school, you have to take advantage of each opportunity that is there. You know, if you're here, you're a parent, you are a mother, you have to tell your student, yes, you go to public school. That's what we can afford for now, but take advantage of every little resources you are getting over there, right? So I even took Tri-C school, credit, I think it's called credit plus, college credit plus. So I took those where when I transitioned from John Marshall, I went to Cleveland State University where they covered I had a full ride scholarship, so I didn't have to worry about paying for school or anything. That was covered. Imagine going to school, you have to worry about getting your work done as well as paying for school. That's a lot. So, but say it's covered my school. Again, public school. If you go to private school, you're on your own. Just you're on your own. So nobody covered your school. But public school, we have SAYS. So the SAYS was able to help me as well as other scholarship that I was getting with the Red Cross. Youth Opportunity Unlimited also gave me more scholarship with working with them in COVID. So I ended up going to Cleveland State University, where I started off as international relation major, but then I added communication because I'm like, I love public speaking. I can talk for days. I want to talk about my story every single day, you know? And that's why I'm here today, because I love to talk. That's why Zachariah was like, Nema, come on, talk to us again. So, so that's why I'm here. And then I was like, I ended up majoring into communication. So I finished my undergrad as well within 3 years, as well as getting 2 degrees, international relation and communication. And yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow. I need to go home and make sure my kids understand their privilege of being in our in their public school and to keep going. I've also said, have you joined these clubs? And they're like, no, I just want to come home. And I'm like, get off the phone. So I have to remind them.
Please.
I'm going to use you. Donna, tell me, you're now pursuing immigration law, as you mentioned before. How has navigating the immigration system shaped you? What kind of advocate and what kind of attorney you'd like to become?
Okay. Well, I know that some people here, all of us here, are immigrants. So when I tell you that immigration law is complicated, I know that you know that I'm not exaggerating. Immigration law is if you ask me, is pretty much anti-immigrant. Okay, it's not done for immigrants to actually succeed and to actually be able to stay here. When I started my journey in immigration, I realized how confusing it is. And what we have to have in mind is that most of the people that enter the country, they're not leaving their house, their home, right? Because it's like, oh, so fun, let's go to America. No, usually when people are coming to the United States, they're daring to dream. They're daring to dream of something better. They're daring to want to come here and be the best version of themselves, and they want to give. That's the reality of it. Uh, but you enter the country, and let's say that you enter through a border, they give you a bunch of papers. Most of the time, you don't even speak the language, and now you are faced with all of these things, and you don't have the right to a free attorney like in any other type of law. And in one little accident, and things derail pretty quickly. So what I strive for when hopefully I become an attorney, I want to be that bridge. I want to be the bridge between the people that are trying to succeed and that ever changing, complicated, arbitrary law. And I want to not only explain in their own language, right? Like I speak Spanish, I have that opportunity of speaking to the Latinos in their language, but not only speaking to them in Spanish, but also tell them, I understand you. I empathize with you. We have the exact same fears. And at the end of the day, what I'm hoping is that maybe that empathy helps the immigrants to feel like not only now I can understand what's going on, but also there's somebody that understands what I'm going on, and it's not simply just like going to an attorney and this and that, and you have to do this, and I don't care. No, I want to be able to explain to them the whole situation and be able to tell them I understand what you're going through. And it's not easy, but I want to be there for them.
It's very helpful to have somebody walk you through the experience when you've experienced it yourself. So thank you. Mariana, you brought advanced degrees here from Ukraine, and you had an established career when you left and now here in Cleveland. What was it like to rebuild that stability and rebuild your brand and your career?
Oh, it's a long way. So first of all, we have to understand that when person leave country because they want to, they move to like for some immigrant process, and for example want to move from Ukraine to the United States, they translate master degrees, probably prepare some documents. This was not my way. So I just take my kids, jump on vehicle, and left Ukraine. It's long story to start everything from zero. I was lucky to find some credit union who know Ukrainian language for sure, and who understand how hard to take master degree in Ukraine. Like Ukrainian, we are crazy with education. We want to know few languages in our life. We want to have we like to collect master degrees. Yeah. So I'm lucky that United States didn't ask to translate my master degrees. First of all, they accept all my education and all my knowledge because it's similar. Like all banking institution in all world working in the same size. So you never know when you will start rebuild your life, but you have to prepare all your documents and maybe translate for all languages right now, because we don't know what will be next. Probably right now it's so hard to stay in full world. It's so dangerous everywhere. We have to think that our master degrees, that's all what we have, and our knowledge is in our heads.
Absolutely. Thank you. Nahid, your experience deeply informs your work as a city planner. Can you share a moment in which your professional journey directly influenced your professional work?
Sure. As an immigrant that faced unfamiliar system and new culture, so I understand that government processes, how much government processes can be confusing, and it's difficult to understand. So I just try to explain everything very well in a clear way to people, make sure they know all the rules and processes. And especially for immigrants, I over explain and make sure they know what's going on and what we want, what are the requirement, timeline, everything, because the system is different in other countries. I guess this patience, empathy, and understanding just came from my experience as an immigrant. Also, as I mentioned, I really believe in sense of belonging. So I have tried to find a way to make our cities more have more art and culture. Art and culture is like a bridge that make people more comfortable in where they are living. So I'm a volunteer member of Arts Commission in North Olmsted too, and I'm just trying my best to do that part to make sure people are comfortable in the city they are living, both for immigrants and Native Americans. They both need something that make them proud in the city.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
So I have a closing question for everybody on the panel before we transition to Q&A, and I'd love everybody in the audience to ask a question. Support our panelists up here. But this is a traditional final question for panelists for this forum. What advice do you have for newcomer women in Northeast Ohio? If you were to give parting words to any newcomer coming in, what advice would it be? Donna.
Well, the first thing that I would tell to any newcomer is get an attorney, for sure. First of all, you don't want a mistake to derail you. And second is get a community. I think that what really is going to help you to thrive in a new place is to get a community. People that support you, to guide you, to be there in the hard times, because the reality of being a newcomer is that it can be very, very lonely. It is hard. You are sad, you miss your country, you miss your people, the friends, the family that you left behind. So I know it's hard and it's easier said than done, but try to get as many people and as many friends as you can. Involve yourself in everything that you can get involved. And probably I would tell them to come to Global Cleveland.
Thank you. Naima.
I don't want to repeat what she just said. Like Dana just said. Dana said everything. All I'm going to add, involve yourself and, of course, come to Cleveland. They come to Global Cleveland. They will give you more resources. Involve yourself. She already said everything. She took all my thought.
Nahid, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
Sure. Actually, I think it's a summary of what I have said so far. It just get involved in the community, build a friendship, build connections. There are always good people out there. They want to help you. I have had this experience so much. I have met a lot of good people around, um, including Joe. He's perfect. That really.
Tell his wife.
So they really want to help you. You just need to ask and look for connection, look for help and support. And also believe in your strength, in your past you have taken, in your experience, and the skills you have gained. It's something you have gained, and you should be proud of that. And I guess that's it. And don't forget Global Cleveland.
Mariana.
Every person has own face, so don't lost your face. If you want to find the best job, you can find it. It's so huge community. It's so huge city. So you for sure will find something that will work just for you and grow here. The United States is open for that.
Absolutely. Thank you. So we'd love to transition over to Q&A portion with everybody here. Raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. Thank you. And we have mics on both sides of the house.
First of all, thank you so much for taking some time to share your stories with us. One of the themes that I heard come up consistently was this idea of belonging that you all spoke about, how important tradition, culture, community is. And I sort of wonder from your perspectives, if we widen the lens and talk about people perhaps outside of your community, what are some things that have helped you feel welcomed?
Yeah, as I keep mentioning, there beside my community, the Global Cleveland, they mentors around. Like there were no my community, there were no Congolese, there were no African, but they mentored. Like Miss Vicky is right here. I would miss to give her a shout out. She's not Congolese, but I met her with this networking event, and we connected from there, and she helped me. They will have to help newcomers. Just make them feel welcome, make them feel like they belong here, right? When you have that barrier where they feel like they can't come to you, they can't talk to you, then you, as a student, I'm speaking from a student perspective. If I don't feel welcome to talk to you, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to have that relationship with you. But when you make me feel welcome, that I belong here, and my color doesn't do anything, my culture, my background, me being a refugee and immigrant, doesn't tell you anything, you can still support me as just one of your people. I can feel belongs there. I can feel like this is also home for me.
Good question. Thank you so much. It just thinking about that makes me emotional. Other than our community, that we are all connected, I just the kindness of people here, it's really great. It's like just I have been through a lot recently because of what's happening in Iran, and you cannot believe how much my colleagues care about that. And every time they see me in all departments of City of North Olmsted, they see me, they come hug me, ask about my family, friends, and that's interesting that I'm the only immigrant in the whole City of North Olmsted. So speaking in English has been challenging. Finding friends has been challenging, but other than that, I tried my best to stay positive, connect with people, make friends, and they are now my best friends. It's just wonderful. And kindness is the key.
Yeah, as I'm sitting here, I know we've spent a lot of time talking about belonging and then your careers and how you've excelled here. I just can't stop thinking that you're also all here from some war-torn countries, and where current war is happening every day, and there's trauma every day. So just to see you just thriving and seizing what's here in this moment is so impressive. Just wanted to mention that. So I'm thinking about your families back home as well. Another question from the audience, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So kind of what you guys were just touching on, in the work that I've done within the immigrant community, I think it's very interesting when we go through world tragedies like we're dealing with now, to understand, the United States is not perfect, hardly at this point, but there are still more opportunities here than like insurmountably by other countries. Can you guys just kind of speak to the differences that you see in your home country versus living here, and some of the opportunities or even just experiences that you've had that maybe would not have been the same in your home country?
Okay, so I would say that one of the first things that I noticed when I came to the United States compared to Colombia, which is my perspective, is that there is a lot of opportunities for actually growing because of your competences. Unfortunately, in our countries, I cannot speak for all countries, of course, but in my country, sometimes you can be an amazing person or a very prepared person, and unfortunately, there are barriers that you cannot cross because of, I don't know, it could be just oligarchy and um, inequality. Not that there's no inequality in the United States, but I believe that as a general rule, if you make an effort, most of the time you do see results in the United States. So that would be the first thing. Second, the security part. I do feel safe when I go to the street. There are things that don't make me feel safe, of course, when it comes to immigration. But as a general rule, security wise, you can walk freely without thinking that you're gonna get stolen, which is a little bit of a problem in other countries. So I think America has a lot of potential. The United States has a lot of potential, and I think that what this country needs right now is for sure more involvement from the people that can get involved. I'm not a United States citizen, so I cannot vote. But I wish that, going back to the question of the first question that he made, is that I would love for citizens of this country to get more informed about what's going on. I would love for people to gain empathy and be sympathizing of what's going on with everybody, because it is affecting them as well. But I think that this country has a lot of potential that needs to be exploded, and that we all have to work to not lose it, because I don't want to lose it. This country is amazing.
Um, One small thing. So the United States, it's like a young country because, for example, Ukraine is much older. And when you try, for example, small example, if you have a shop, it's new shop with everything on stage, everything is so pretty, colored, and clean. And when you, for example, try to rebuild something in old shop, you have to put everything outside and go inside and put everything on the stage again. So what's happened in for example, in Ukraine? It's one of the best country on the world. It's a small place of territory in the center of Europe. It's a good place for sure for our not good neighbor. And we start rebuild everything from zero. We clean everything, and we so fast growing country that, for example, here, it's like 15 years ago, Ukraine. And it's not bad, it's perfect because you have like your own rules. You don't need to change anything every day. Everything is working perfectly. It's just small difference that here everything is new. Why it's easier here to build something new and more people.
Do we have one last question from the audience? Great.
Hi, my name is Ying Fu, and it's very happy to see all the women, most women, today, almost the International Women's Day. And I just sit down over there like you, all of you. I come into the United States in 1991 from China, Shanghai, and where the people say America's not perfect, but actually everybody is not perfect. I just wondering, this is the opportunity for today. We need to thank you for Global Cleveland. And we also need to thank you for the America, gave all the immigration for have the dream in America. In the 2002, 2002, I started a Spanish for my Chinese newspaper called Erie Chinese newspaper. I'm not like everyone go to the school to have the study, but the street, the people is my study. I feel like, the American, it's not only American right now, all the world is difficult, but we are very good for have the bed, have the roof, right? You see in all the world, I believe, you come from the, Ukraine, you see one day you don't have nothing. That's why we think the inside is very important for us to move on. Everybody, every day, I just tell myself, the day you need to do, you think good is one day. You think bad is one day too. That's why we every day, if no, can appreciate wherever you have. This is a wonderful thing. I share with all the women. We love it. Thank you.
So I'd like us just to thank our panelists. Thank you, Nahid. Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Nema. We are so happy you are all here. Thank you for sharing the stories of where you came from. Thank you for being here, being present and thriving and giving so much to Cleveland. And we're so looking forward to everything you do in the future. And so I'll pass it off to Joe.
And let's give our wonderful moderator a strong round of applause. Thank you, Leda and Nema, Donna, Mariana, Nahid. Thanks again to our wonderful sponsors, David Shilcoat, Cleveland Public Library, the Junaid Family Foundation, and the Ukrainian Federal Union. I'd also like to thank our board chair, Abby Levin from the Jewish Federation, who's here, Joe Marinucci, Juliana Shepediak, and John Holcomb, fantastic board members. Mostly, I want to leave with this. I was writing so many notes. Believe in your strength. Believe in your path. Strengthen our city. Welcome the world. Happy International Women's Day.